where Linda comes from. Please allow me to say who I am. This is my father. I don't know whether you heard Amol Mishra speak about Silesia. This is my father in Silesia when he was 16 years old. It's in Central Europe. Then came the Second World War. Silesia is here. After the Second World War, in 1945, you cannot imagine how Europe looked like. All the big cities looked like that. Especially in Germany. Almost everything was destroyed. Half of the world had suffered. So therefore we call it a world war. The world came together and said, never again such a war. In 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted in Paris. What is the core sentence of this declaration? Every human being is born free and equal in dignity and rights. This was a reaction to this destruction. This is me, born after this terrible war. I was born in 1954. You see my father there. You see he has only one arm. He lost one arm in the war. He lost his beloved siblings. He lost his father. He lost his farm. He lost his homeland. Because these areas were emptied of their population after the war because they became part of Poland. 10 to 15 million people were put on trains and transported away, never to come back to their homes. Many trains went eastward. My father's train, where he was transported away, went westward. So I was, by accident, born in West Germany into a family of displaced people. So my father is there in a small farm in West Germany, a small room there, one of the 10 million people who were unwelcome, who had been transported there against their will, and who were unwelcome. This is the start of my life. My identity as a child until the age of 45 was, here where I am, I don't belong. I have no place on this planet, no place among humanity. So my reaction to this experience was to continue displacement, you could say, to become a global citizen. Why should I stay in the place where my parents had been brought to by force? Why should I stay there? I want to understand this world. Why war? Why do we hate each other? Why? Is there a way to do it different? So I'm now 63 and have lived globally since more than 40 years on all continents. At the age of 45, I had lived globally so much that my feeling of not belonging changed into belonging everywhere. So now I'm at home everywhere. And I'm proud of having a world passport. And you will learn more, you can learn more about the world passport when you Google Gary Davis. You can go to this website and you can order or get a world passport. You see that on the website of this conference. You find all information there. You don't need to write anything down. I ask you, we have this blue planet. We have this blue planet, and in 1948, the world came together and said, never again. Why are we then like Titanic? I ask you. If you look at this ship, it's the Titanic. At the moment, after 40 years of global living, I tell you, my analysis is, or what I see is, that we as humankind, we are Titanic. We are on this Titanic. And we are on the way to hit an iceberg. This is what we do now. 40 years, so many years after the Second World War, after we came together to make peace, now we are on the way to run into an iceberg. When we hit the iceberg, this will be the result. Our blue planet will burn and drown. This is what we do with our planet now and with our lives now, at the moment. So I ask you, what should we do now? Are you aware of this crisis situation we are in as humanity? Are you aware?
Yes.
Do you know how much responsibility you have? Never, ever has any generation has had so much responsibility. Never, ever before. So, how do we get to our blue planet again? How do we make our planet blue and keep it blue? My personal contribution is to build a global dignity family. We call it Human Dignity and Humiliation Studies. It's a global fellowship of like-minded academics and practitioners. It's a non-profit labor of love. There's no money involved, no budget, almost zero budget, no funding, no sponsors. It's a labor of love for a new future for humankind, a decent, a dignified future. And we are working for something new rather than against something old. We are about 1,000 people at the core of our work and about 6,000 people on our address list. And I wear two hats, and it's very important that you know that, because I am the founding president of this Global Dignity Family. This is one of my hats. So I'm a unifier, but I'm also part of the diversity of our Global Dignity Family. Which means, whatever I say, don't believe it necessarily. Because I have lived for 40 years, I have thought about this world, and this is my personal analysis of dignity and humiliation. My personal analysis shall inspire you. I do not want to force everybody to believe what I say. So I'm a convener, but I'm also part of the diversity. We have 2 conferences per year. One in New York every year in December. You are warmly welcome. 8 and 9 of December this year at Columbia University. Please come. And one conference each year in a different location. Next year we will meet in Egypt. The year after in the Amazon in Brazil. Last year we were in Dubrovnik, and Avi was in Dubrovnik. Yeah! And Avi, you were even also in Rwanda. And you were in our conference in 2010 in Istanbul. And Mira, you were also in Rwanda. Yeah. Yeah. So this is our conference in South Africa, for example, just an example. This is our conference in Rwanda. This is our conference last year in Dubrovnik. This is our conference now in December, last December, in New York. This is our conference now. And I've heard Swapnil Kothari speak. His emphasis is on ambition, organic force, and energy. And I have heard Sarabjit Singh Baraj speak. He says, treat every success as a motivation gain and don't let it feed your ego. Treat every setback as maturity gain, don't see it as failure. So these are the voices from here. So my wish to you, I got this book. I was told that you students are supposed to read this book, Jugaad. And this conference shall inspire you to do Jugaad 2.0. Just like love marriage, it's marriage 2.0. My wish is to Lakshmi. I have learned now who Lakshmi is. My wish is, and I thank you for teaching me. Without you, I wouldn't know that. So, my wish is, Lakshmi, please learn from Saraswati and give us the wealth of wisdom and knowledge. And then I have learned about Devi. Everywhere I see this name, I would ask her, please come back and lead us all into the mountains so we learn moderation and partnership. Next year, please come to Egypt. Avi, you will be there?
Hopefully.
Wonderful. And Mira. The year after in the Amazon, please come there. And all members of our Global Dignity family who have a guest room, we ask them to declare their homes to be a dialogue home for our network. So I have 100 or more homes all over the world. So I go from home to home to home to home. And now I have had the great privilege of having my home with these 2 wonderful people. And do you know whose clothes I'm wearing?
All yours.
All yours.
Amita. I am Amita, okay? So the next 4 days, I will be Amita for you. We have launched the World Dignity University initiative in 2011. It's an invitation to you, to all learners and educators in the world, to put dignity at the core of learning. At the moment, money is at the core of learning. If we continue with that, our Titanic will crash into the iceberg. We have to think new. And I will explain my view on Saturday, when we have the public event. Then I will give a longer talk, and I will explain how I see our situation as humanity now. So this is now the short version of the longer talk that I will give on Saturday. We have a publishing house, Dignity Press, again, not for profit. We have one book, Gandhi and the Future of Economics, published in our Dignity Press some years ago by a wonderful philosopher, Howard Richards. These are my 4 books. I have written 5 books, and whoever gives me their email address, I will make the books or the PDF available to them. You would have to ask me. Making Enemies, Humiliation and International Conflict was awarded one of the best academic books in the US in 2007. Then Emotion and Conflict. Then Gender, Humiliation and Global Security. That is for all who want love marriage. That's the book to read. Desmond Tutu wrote the foreword for that book because it's on love. Not on small love, but on big love. Then the 4th book is A Dignity Economy. How can we dignify our economy, our economic thinking? This is the book that came out now in July, Honor, Humiliation and Terror, an explosive mix and how we can diffuse it with dignity. This is my father now. I want to say, to end this little presentation with my father. He is now 91 years old. So he is greeting you. And I think that my work has also healed his trauma, or is healing his trauma. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you go back to the website? Before we make the round of presenting to each other, how many people can sing? Amita, you can sing, I know. Are there other people here who can sing? She can sing?
Yes.
We would need like 2 minutes of singing, just to make us happy and to bring us together. So, who would like to sing? Would you like to sing? Can you just spontaneously, 2 minutes? You would have to come here. Come here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janvi Jain from Renaissance College of Commerce and Management. I would like to sing an Indian song called Lag Ja Gale, sung by Lata Mangeshkar. हमको मिली है आज ये घड़ियाँ नसीब से, जी भर के देख लीजिए हमको करीब से, फिर आपके नसीब में ये बात
that was wonderful. So when you want, if you want to love marriage, sing.
But for some of us, if we sing, then the person might fall out of love.
So you are already blessed, love marriage you, the cast because she can sing.
So now we would love to give the people who should introduce each other to each other some time to get to know each other and to make a name tag for the other person. This is your task, to make a name tag for the other person and then to stand here with the other person and present the other person, not yourself. And since we are so many, we can only do it with until here, okay? And for you, you would have to enjoy what they do and make your own. Oh, you have not name tags. You already have name tags. Who? You have all of them. All of them. And all of them. Okay. So then let us give some time to you, and if you could sit together with and have 2 minutes to talk to each other or 3 minutes. And then you make your name tags and you present each other. And for the others, perhaps we should do some singing. I cannot.
So forget everything that you learned about me yesterday. I forget everything.
Therefore, I asked who can sing. He can sing.
Tell me something totally different. So
I like to sing the song when she comes out.
लग जागने के फिर ये हंसी रात हो न हो शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो
So we could come from here. But they're usually just a short form thing. They're saying it. So sometimes like if somebody is